Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start here then with yeah, Point Blank. All right, so let's do a point. Let's open up Point Blank. Yeah, he's got the GameStop price tag on him. I mean, the packaging is going straight in the garbage for him, so whatever. But yeah, just do a quick look at the box. Yeah, Hasbro does fantastic work on their box design. I really don't like the fact that they have the open windows, as do a lot of people. That's kind of forced compromises in how they design these things, like yeah, the inner cardboard there. But honestly, I do really like the box designs have never been stronger, as they have with Legacy. Kingdom was a step up, and Legacy just took it a step further in terms of just the gorgeous design on these things. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, GameStop got these in a couple weeks ago, I think. So yeah, it was before my vacation, so they got this in a couple weeks ago and picked it up. GameStop Canada has basically become where a lot of us Canadians all shop for toys now, for the reference for the Americans, because they get everything and they get it fairly timely, and they're the only person that only store these days that regularly does any kind of sale in Canada. So like if you have an Edge card, you get like a 10% discount right off the bat, and unless you're being very very patient, that is going to be the best price you're going to probably see these things go for, because Toys R Us, we still have Toys R Us, but Toys R Us turned to absolute crap in the last year as a company. So absolute crap. Anyway, so we got Point Blank here, and yeah, he is a fairly standard deluxe. He's yeah, Point Blank, originally from like the Autobot Target Masters. I trying to remember if it was 86 or 87 that the original toy was. I should have done research on that. But yeah, it would have been 86 because he showed up in Rebirth, right? But yeah, so he's one of the original Autobot Target Masters, and he comes with this little Target Master partner, presumably in the little paper here. And full credit to Hasbro from a design standpoint here. They have now sculpted cutouts in the little cardboard that point up to point out the fact that there is a bunch of accessories that are in this box as well. That is genuinely a clever piece of design there. I don't think I noticed that before now. If they've been doing it for all of Legacy, cool. But probably because I don't spend much time on the actual packaging, I just open these. Anyway, so here we have Peacemaker. Do you really want him, and do you really want to taste him? That is the question that we should all be asking. And let's see if I can focus on Peacemaker. Not to be confused with the John Cena character. There we go. Yeah, Peacemaker. Yeah, they did a really good job on the sculpt here. Like, I mean, look at it. He's got his visor painted. The paint is, honestly, this is very good paint work. Yeah, he's got the little details there painted. He's got his shoulder details painted. Like, the two tones on the face. Like, this is honestly, like, really good paint work. Full credit to Hasbro for this. Um, Actual articulation, though, he has no arm articulation. No arm articulation at all. That kind of sucks. And no leg articulation except he can sit down, and that's entirely because of the transformation. So this guy is actually, yeah, transforming Peacemaker is just a matter of folding him over like that. And yeah, and then he's done. He is in gun mode now. I mean, it gets the job done, I suppose. But honestly, looking at Peacemaker here, he is very much. Well, actually, hold up. I'm going to grab some of the other Target Masters. Some of the other Target Masters that they've done in years past, because I can. Do I have any in this room? Oh, I do have some of the Legends ones, but yeah, I'm going to go grab some other Target Masters just for a sec there, just so you can see how they compare. Hold up. Yeah, you'll be able to see really good how these things compare. And yeah, let's take a look at what we got here for different Target Masters, just to compare. So we got, yeah. So you got Peacemaker. Again, he has no articulation. He is just a simple Target Master there. Let's zoom in on this guy a bit, because otherwise we're going to. Yeah, so let's zoom in a bit. There's Peacemaker. All right. and I'm going to compare him to a bunch of other Target Masters that we've gotten over the years. These ones are the first modern Target Masters we got. These are the versions that came with the Transformers Collectors Club Spinister. They were repaints of the ones that came with Scoop. And yeah, so they were. Yeah, it's a nice Target Master mold. I think that the modern names are. I should know this. What is it? Singe and Hair Splitter. Yeah, Singe and Hair Splitter. So yeah, these two guys are the Spinister ones, and yeah, they have arm articulation, and that's about all they have. But that still puts them ahead, and they are actually the same size. Okay, that's nice. They're the same size, but they are better. They are better Target Masters. Like I could see someone doing a third-party Target Masters that's better. We got the OG modern Target Master, even before the Scoop ones. We have Nightstick, as in like the one that came with Cyclonus back in the day. I don't know which version this is offhand. I've got a whole bunch of Nightsticks because like he's been reused so many times. But yeah, there he is by comparison. Again, very similar size. Like they're keeping the size thing, but this Nightstick, yeah, he's got the locked leg articulation, of course, and then he's got the shoulders. But again, that still puts him above Peacemaker for articulation. And then I got two more Target Masters to show actually, so it's not a last but not least. We got this one here. These are like the best. These are going to be the best ones of the batch, honestly. These are the ones that came with the Takara Tomy Transformers Legends releases. This one is the one that came with. Let me just check which guy I pulled off the shelf. This is Trigger Happy's Target. Oh, I knocked this over. Hold up. Knocked the camera. All right, let me just check that. Yep. Yeah, we got the one. This is the one that came with Trigger Happy. These were the Takara Legends releases, and they are like very much top tier. They have full knee articulation, full ball jointed, yeah, full hip articulation, like up and down. They've got ball jointed knees as part of the transformation, and they've got ball joints at the elbows. And yeah, quite frankly, these ones are the top tier Target Masters. These are the best ones that we've gotten in recent years. Although coming up close on those, we have the most recent Hasbro Target Master that they did in Siege. These guys here, let me just focus on it. Yeah, so these guys here, again, decent paint apps on these ones. Like he's got the faction symbol on his face even, tampoed. I didn't even notice that, just given how small these things are. But yeah, like we got like shoulder range of motion, we got the ball jointed hips, no knee articulation. And again, these guys are a little bit bigger actually than the other ones. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to do the comparison for comparison's sake, just to give an idea of like what we're getting with Peacemaker here. Yeah, as I said, he is a very simplistic Target Master. Like he feels like he exists just to do the Target Master gimmick, and they did not have the budget in order to do anything with him, which sucks. But I mean, I guess that's what you're gonna get. I don't know what else you can do about. Let's move this thing up and get peace. Let's take a look at Point Blank now. Yeah, so we got Point Blank in his packaging. Let's get him out of the packaging. Again, it is the 86 Headmaster Point Blank, just in Transformers Legacy, that we are unboxing right now. This is the Wave 3 release, and I forgot the one that goes around his waist. The head, as I understand it, is actually like an animation version of the head. It's not the one that was on the original toy, and yeah, that's actually caused some issue for complaint there from some people because he doesn't have just in terms of the head. And yeah, so he's out of the box. Let's take a look at how his articulation is. Right off the bat, we have no wrist articulation. We do have articulation. It looks like they tried to make up for it. We do have articulation at the lower half of the elbows there. It is a full spin. But interesting. He looks like he is engineered that in theory he could have had like double jointed elbows here, except he doesn't because this piece here, presumably part of the alt mode, blocks like the double joint. So I guess it must fold over the other way for part of transformation. But yeah, elbows are just single jointed elbows. Shoulders, I guess good range of motion in the shoulders. What kind of neck we got? We got a ball jointed neck that doesn't really do a lot of up and down. It's got a little bit of it, but not much. Yeah, standard universal joint hips and swivel at the knees, legs. Let's see, hollow parts. We have the standard stuff. Yeah, fairly standard to have like the have the thighs hollow there. Looking around at the toy, we have back looks very clean. We got yeah, like hollow shins here. Again, that's fairly standard. Like, I'm not going to begrudge any of the hollowness on this guy because this is fairly standard with modern Transformers. That's just the way it is. And when I say modern, I am going back even to like classics. Let's be honest, classic Starscream has like a lot of hollowness on him too. Classics Hot Rod, those are 2006 toys, and those had like a bunch of hollowness on them too. It's just a matter of them maximizing where the budget stuff goes, and to engineer these not being hollow, they would have had to do like 2 more pieces. You got the QC stuff involving for that. You need the space on the molds and tooling. Like, it's just and all for to cover up something that most people won't see anyway because they'll have the toy facing front. So I can, and then even when they do that on black stuff, for instance, like, it's dark. You don't generally notice that, like, based off of how you're posing these toys. Like, that's the thing a lot of people tend to leave out of context. But let's see. Elbows are a little high, honestly. I'm not a fan of that. If I'm to be perfectly honest, they sit a little too high. The elbow design is not great on this toy, and I can see if there's any upgrade kits that re-engineer the elbows, I can see there being a demand for those. Pegging the Target Master in. Target Master pegs in, I guess. But yeah, he doesn't really shoots. I guess you can bend the shoulder and shoot, but I mean, like, it doesn't look very natural. You can't really do you can't even do a 90-degree elbow bend the way these arms are designed. And that feels like a bit of a missing thing. Oh yeah, waist articulation again, standard. Let's take a closer look at the head sculpt here as well. As I'd mentioned that stuff. It's not the head sculpt that people were wanting, as I understand. But this is a very good head sculpt all the same. Like, the actual sculpting is good. The paintwork is good. And yeah, he looks pretty solid. I'm just gonna pull down a Japanese, modern Jap. Oh yeah, he's got ankle. Does he have ankle tilts? Yes, he has full ankle tilts. Good, and up and down. That's always nice when transformation allows for that. He looks a little bit insubstantial just in some angles, like just the way the waist is assembled. You don't see a lot of Hasbro figures these days that have this much of a gap in the waist, and it kind of looks off, if I'm to be honest. Like, they're not usually that gappy. So let's see what else. Hold up, I'm just checking through my stuff here with regards to channel. And let's see. I'm just checking my viewers and stuff like that. Yeah, so he is fairly standard. What else is there to note on this guy? Yeah, I want to do a quick comparison here with him. And again, I need to keep in mind the fact that if I turn my chair, that actually is bumping that's bumping into the camera, and that is bad planning on my part. Yeah. Let's recenter this, and like so. There we go. This is all stuff I'll probably just stop using this chair because the armrests are honestly just causing too much of a problem. But anyway, I wanted to do a comparison with the other stuff, and for that I'm going to fish through my stuff and grab the figure that we were all assuming was going to be the one that they retooled into Point Blank ages ago. because everyone was kind of assuming that they were going to do a retool of him into punch counter from the punch counterpunch mold, because they are very similar. They transform very similarly if you look at counterpunch and you look at point blank. Like, it's, I mean, scale is good on these guys too. That said, yeah, it's interesting, and I'm just realizing too as I'm setting this up that I need to go and grab Siege crosshairs from the other room, because he needs to go on my Japanese G1 shelf. But anyway, yeah, like, size is pretty good on these guys. I mean, like, punch counterpunch has, yeah, he's got slightly better articulation, I suppose, too. But yeah. Anyway, it's a transformer, so let's transform this guy, shall we? Let's see. Instructions. I could be referencing instructions, but I'm not. Let's see. I mean, some of this is pretty intuitive. I mean, yeah, the car folds up like that. That's pretty straightforward. Let's see. You kind of can't judge some of this stuff until you actually transform it. Like, as I mentioned, I am not a fan of the elbow articulation. Having said that, as I'm transforming the car, I kind of see why they did it the way they did. This is actually kind of cool here, the way the bumper, like, yeah, I'm going to just untransform this for a sec, because this is kind of neat. Like, the kibble here, this is actually the front bumper of the car. It folds up like so, and around, and around. I had that just a minute ago. Ah, yes, that's why. It folds up. Is there a specific order of operations here? I think so. Yeah, because this piece up here is blocking a little bit, but let's see. Yeah, it folds up like that and around, and then we get the front of the car like this. All right. Oh, is it? Yeah, I guess that's accurate. Looking at the box photo. Do it again here. This is like, it's honestly like a really cool transformation step, the way that they're doing the front of the car. I don't know if sacrificing the elbow articulation was worth it all that much, but I mean, yeah, like, look at that. That's actually like a fairly ingenious way of transforming this. Yes, the head is. I was moving it up and down. The head locks there, so the head is gonna fold out of the way. Yeah, backpack folds down again. Like, you look at some of the stuff where it's like for hollowness and stuff. The fact that the back is that there's a full backpack piece there and everything. I mean, it's not really a hollow toy. It covers stuff up pretty well. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, there's some cool steps here as I'm figuring this out. Yeah. So this folds back up for the backpack, and then the other half of the windshield folds up here. This is actually quite clever, some of this transformation. And I mean, to their credit, okay, let's see. The faction symbol's split there. It looks like that lines up pretty well. Sometimes that doesn't happen right, but that's good. But yeah, that's the front of the car there, and then the rest of the front of the car is filled out by these pieces that that fold up there to fill out the chest. Like in alt mode here, they fold down just to give the chest some actual definition. And then these will fold up and tab in over here. And yeah, there we go. That's the front of the car. Front of the car's looking good so far. Yeah, we got the feet fold down, part of the transformation. Ankle tilt is just articulation. And the rest of this is fairly straightforward because it's a standard, yeah, hollowness is there for the sake of design. And I can see why now they have the really weird design here on the waist. It's entirely to facilitate transformation because there's a cutout here. And yeah, I guess we need to open the cockpit a bit there in order to fold these down. And am I doing this right? Or it looks like it. Yeah, so those fold down here, and then I shouldn't have locked these in quite yet, these ball jointed pieces. Yeah. I need to move these out of the way. I think, yeah, I'll move them out over to here. Then that folds down there. Yeah, these are popping up like no tomorrow. Anyway, so we got that there, and this Yeah, and then the legs need to fold down and past this. This is annoying. There we go. Okay, yeah. Then this pig's in here. This one also needs to fold down past this, and pig's in here. Okay, this is coming together pretty nicely as far as the car goes. Oh, that's not quite plugged in. There we go. Now it's plugged in. Okay, cockpit folds down. Everything closes up here. And yeah, that looks like that's transformation right there. I'm just going to check the back of the box for a sec, make sure I did the waist right. But yeah, no, it looks like this is pretty much how it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's a little bit hollow here. Actually, no, it's not quite. This needs to go up. Oh, and this actually, oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not quite done. And again, this is like what happens when you're transforming stuff live. You sometimes see this sort of stuff here. And sometimes things go like for quite some time before noticing that, oh, hey, this is wrong. But let's see. So feet fold up like that. And then let's fold this back out because, yeah, there's something going on with the waist there I'm not accounting for. I just need to take another look at this. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky getting clearance of getting the legs out here, I will say. A little bit tricky. But let's see. And actually, if I transform this properly, that might actually fix some of my issues with the transformation. Because, yeah, like this clearly has to... Oh, no. Did I have it right? Huh. I'm just looking at the clearance here on the bottom of the waist, and it looks like that there should be something that... Yeah, it doesn't seem like it doesn't look at a glance like the clearance is quite right, but this does... Oh! It's because the waist wasn't pushed in all the way. That's why. Okay. Yeah, so if I push that up so it's actually in all the way properly, that should actually firm up the clearance quite nicely. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that makes a huge difference. Yeah, so make sure the waist is plugged in all the way, because otherwise it does not work properly. All right, for those just joining, in case anyone is just joining us, yeah, we are still looking at the Transformers Legacy Pointblank. Yeah, having the waist not pegged in all the way makes a massive difference. Okay. In terms of how easy this is to transform. Yeah, that explains a lot. So this is him in alt mode. So yeah, he has the clearance to roll now, I believe. Yeah, he still rolls. Let's see, let's look at the car. Let's tilt this a little bit. So yeah, he's a car. A futuristic car. He's got the little gap in the back here, although that is entirely to facilitate his target master, I believe. Because yeah, I think Peacemaker is supposed to... Yes, there's some little grooves that they've got cut here, and Peacemaker is supposed to fold in there and form the back engine there. And then I guess you could fold this up too if you wanted to, just for an engine block. I don't know what the... Oh, no, the official... This is the official transformation. Okay. But yeah, that's why he's got that gap there, because it's going to be covered anyway by the target master once you plug it in. But yeah, alt mode, it's a fairly standard futuristic car. I think this is pretty accurate to like the original Point Blank toy. I never owned it. But yeah, no, it's a decent car. Stuff matches up pretty well. I didn't even get into paint all that much, but I mean, like, I don't think he needs much more paint than anything. He's got like all the stuff that needed to be painted. And paint apps are pretty solid, pretty clean. Yeah. Let's come back in the robot mode. Just for a last, before I move on. Just for anyone joining us as well. Yeah, I think the biggest issue here is, and again, you see this always with ball jointed stuff, that these pop off a little bit easily. But I think that that's just a matter of, I mean, that's not bad design. It's just annoying design. If it was bad design, then they wouldn't be ball jointed, then they would just straight up break. They'll probably get loose over time. But yeah, once you have the waist plugged in all the way, that was the big issue I was having with this toy, that the waist wasn't fully plugged in, and that's just a matter of just pushing it because it's just on a standard swivel, standard mushroom pig swivel. And once you do that, that alleviated that alleviated my issues with some of the clearance stuff that I was seeing. But yeah, transformation is very simple. The arm's the most involved part of this transformation here, from what it looks like. Right, I need to fold these down. Yeah, these pieces here, they fill in the gap here. Like, this toy is actually very good at filling in all the empty space here. Like, it looks at a glance like there's a whole bunch of empty space the way it transforms, but there really isn't. Once you actually turn it around, they do a very good job of having gap fillers there on the actual torso itself as part of the transformation. But yeah, I'm still not the biggest fan. I really like the inventiveness of how the arms transform. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel that the way it transforms does unfortunately overly limit the robot mode articulation. I don't know what you do about that. And again, there's a lot of cool stuff that this toy is doing. See, this folds down like, how's this supposed to go again? I guess like this. Not sure what the official configuration for the back kibble is. Probably just something like that. But yeah, I really like, again, as I said, I really like a bunch of the steps in this thing. The transformation is clever enough. But yeah, because of how he transforms, he has these two bits here, which severely limit any articulation because his arms are too short, and these just rub up against the wheels. That's it. Yeah, painted, like he's got rims that are a different color than the wheel itself. We don't see that often enough. It's not super clean on this wheel over here, looking at it. You can see there's a couple of paint flecks there, but I mean, yeah, it's black paint though, so that's not too bad to fix. But yeah, quite frankly, it is. Hold up, I just need to get the head back in place properly because that all pegs together. Yeah, like he looks pretty good in a static pose, but yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff there that is sacrifices that were made for the sake of the actual sculpt. And yeah, like you can really see there, a lot of sacrifices they made for the sake of the transformation in his articulation, and that is really the biggest flaw with this toy, that his transformation does severely impede it. And I get why they skipped out on the wrists. Like, it was probably partly a budget thing, but then also it was just a case of, well, you can't really turn them that much without limiting the articulation on the, well, the Target Master plugs in there and the kibble's going to block it. But the problem is that you have these here that are then hampering elbow articulation. So even if you turn it, yeah, there's not really a good way to arrange the hands to get better elbow articulation. That is the big flaw with this toy. Like, it can look pretty good, but yeah, like those arms, that is kind of the best I can make the arms look, and that is not a great thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just, let me just, the camera again. A minute. Let's see. Just tweaking the camera a bit. Yeah. Yeah, like really, I have seen the complaint brought up about the elbows there, and this still bears it out that the elbows are probably the biggest design flaw in this toy. Like, I can live with this design. It doesn't look great when you have like a background on it, like as you can see here, because it just makes his waist look insubstantial, and actually, it does drag down the figure a little bit, honestly, having these little gaps here. It would have been nice, say, if they'd had it like push in or push out or something like that. But yeah, it feels like he has severely compromised elbows, and it's hard to make him look good posing his arms just because of the limited articulation caused by that little front bumper there. But yeah, let's just do a quick once over again. Quick turnaround. Let me just shift the camera a bit, and yeah, there's a turnaround there. Point blank. Actually, he's got a lot of screws in him. You don't see that as often these days on deluxe class figure. Yeah, I'm counting 6 screws. This shouldn't be a remarkable thing, but it is these days. But yeah, I'm counting 6 screws on this guy, and that is very unusual for modern Hasbro to use that many screws in a toy. It's, yeah, very unusual. like to use him on a deluxe class. But yeah, yeah, Point Blank. Okay. Anywho, I am going to just yeah, I'm gonna shift some stuff out of the way. I'm going to do a quick image of the of the stream. So let's just adjust stuff slightly. I'm gonna do a quick image to screen cap to advertise the stream on Twitter there, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to open up Mindbender.